You are listening to the No Invite Podcast.
Season 3.
The progression.
Follow us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast or look us up on YouTube at No Invite Podcast.
The best kept secret.
Hey, you know who it is. It's your girl, the best kept secret, here on the No Invite Podcast. We're on episode 98, okay? And I'm here with my co-host.
It's me, it's Hot Mama, your girl.
And it's your boy Blaze Wendez, bang fucking bang. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't get retired yet.
Okay. Hey.
So we are back. We are back.
Okay, so we're back basically to talk shit to y'all. And one of the things that I wanted to tell y'all about my weekend, right? Mm-hmm. Super epic. So I made the mistake of going hiking. So I'm gonna give you a little background. There's this guy. I think he's so cute, little
There's always a guy.
There is, right? But he almost killed me. No. So I just find him attractive, but he's super cool person, right? So he had this hiking thing going on. There was about 22 of us. It is called God's Bath. It is called God's Bath Clevery Hiking Trail or something like that. It is off like 2.5 hours away. It's off in the boondocks. It is super dope. So there's like this cave that you kind of jump in and like you basically like taking a bath or swimming in like this whole little like serene space. But to get there, let's be clear, I thought this was a hiking trip. You have to use a rope to get yourself down and go down these rocks like you rock climbing. And then you have to go like all the way deep into the woods with nature, coyotes, bears, lions, tigers, everything. I was like, oh my God, this is not a space for me. But when you get there, it's hella pretty. Where I became pissed off is to get back. You got to use that same rope to rock climb. Go ass back up. I was like,
gotta test that upper body strength. Huh?
Yes, I was like, hold on, wait, man. I was in the dirt. It was a mess. I was like, oh God, okay.
Oh, y'all hiking.
I made it though. That's all that mattered. She made it.
That's right. That's right. That's cool. And what's it called? Like, what is it like? Just is there water? Is it like lake next to it?
Yeah. So it's like there's a waterfall. And there like literally people go to like swim. And this whole, like, it was a whole thing. There was like
Sky leads the group.
Oh, there was weed there. So there was like, they was like smoking and I'm like, like, I don't know how you guys are smoking.
Basically you was fronting like you don't be around and trying to play the innocent role and shit. Like, yeah. And he gonna get that. You better not never tell him you do a podcast. It's over for that. That's dope though. That's dope.
But no, it was super dope. I really enjoyed it. It was fun.
How'd you get part of this group, I wonder? Is it like this gentleman invited you, or was it something that you and some friends like signed up for on Groupon? Or I'm kind of interested, so you have to give me a little bit more.
Yeah, let me know.
So there's this guy that I think is cute, and he posted it. He said everybody is welcome. So I convinced my cousin, who does not work out, to go with me, which also was a big thing because she stopped so many times. It was like, girl, you making me look bad in front of him. Like, I'm telling him I go to the gym and you stop in every 3 minutes. Like, the fuck. So, yeah. But no, he just
it's a little different when you're doing that
like
cardio.
Invite to anybody. So it was super dope though. I will say I jumped in. I was super excited. I didn't die. So it was cool. I don't know. It was fun. Really, I thought I was
an amazing time. I'm a big fan of it. I went on a hike myself today, but I definitely didn't get to enjoy anything, I'm sure, half as beautiful as you did. Was that today or yesterday?
That was yesterday. Oh my God. And you know what else I found out?
No, I don't.
Go to God's Bath and they're like swimming all in the water. They're new. Like there was a woman there. She was like so free, boobs out.
She had her muff out.
I'm sure.
She had her muff out, or is it just half nude?
Half nude. She had on bottoms, but she didn't have on the top. So it was like topless. And I was like,
we got to stop that bottomless movement. You know what I'm saying?
What is
bottomless
that?
Movements.
He said it's a no pants party.
It's a no pants party, exactly. I'm starting that trend again. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to.
Let me type this in real fast because let me tell you, no fucking pants allowed. We're going.
Oh, if there's a no pants party, I'm showing up.
Right? What the fuck?
Right.
So wait.
Apparently, everybody's showing up if there's a no pants party. A whole lot of shit's showing up.
You think that's
look at your shit
by themselves, or would they have
inside?
Boy.
What'd you say? Hi, mama.
So sorry. I said that. Do you think that people would be able to go on it by themselves, or is this like you would have to go with oh boy, like you would have to have like some kind of like, how do you call them, tour guides?
So I wouldn't say so. The guy that I'm smitten by, he
like, can we get his?
He had never been there before either, but we did go with someone who had went before. What I will say is based off of the hike. Don't go alone. I would definitely say go at least with a small group, because the rope to get you up and down like that was a motherfucker just by itself, right? And then, but once you get down there, literally, it's like if you follow the water, the trail to the water, it is a lot of rocks. So prepare yourself for that. It's a lot of like going up and over rocks and stuff like that. But the water will lead you to the waterfall. So there's no way you can miss it. But the rope stays. I don't have to bring rope. No, the rope was just there. It was like they knew coming and there was rope. And so, and they say that somebody there, like, what's the word? Re-harness or like tighten it to make sure that it's like stable. Because people apparently go there all the time. Ooh, and while we were on the route there, we stopped in this little like town. This woman is 80 years old. And this 80-year-old woman, she's going to be making her last round of wine. So I'm going to buy some. I already bought one of her bottles of wine, but
that's just what she tells everybody she knows ain't from out there. She's like, yeah, this is my last round. She's still churning that shit out.
Listen,
it's her last round every time.
80-year-old though. She was spunky.
That's like that furniture store that's always going out of business, man. You've been going out of business for like 3 fucking years already. It's really going on.
All the goddamn.
Yeah, the grand opening. Come on. That's dope though. That's dope. Now, the reason why I wanted to ask you more about that too, though, is because I'm interested in all that stuff. I'm trying to make the last of this summer, a little memorable. We didn't really do much. We went out to go do things, but ain't really do a lot of family shit. My son, he going to Hawaii. You feel me, on his own with his uncle, and he got invited by his uncle and my mom and stuff like that. So they're about to be out of here. I'm just like, yo, I need to enjoy a little bit more of this life. You know what I mean?
If you're ready for the challenge, all I will say is don't go to God's path and don't jump. You either gonna really live or you not.
Did you jump? Or you jump?
Oh, for sure jump. I couldn't look like no punk in front of somebody I think is cute. But,
yeah, that's right. That's right. And do what it takes to impress them. You know what I'm saying? She makes a good impression every time. You know what I mean?
That's why I started smoking cigarettes back in high school, was to hang out with this guy. Like, I just really wanted to hang out with him, and he used to smoke cigarettes behind the tennis court. So I'd be like, well, I want to smoke too.
I feel like everybody started smoking cigarettes to look cool. Nobody started because they tasted good. Just like beer. Nobody drank beer because it was fucking good. Everybody started drinking beer because it got you fucked up and it was like a social thing. You know what I mean? If you think about it, because I know a lot of people that started smoking back then and smoked for a while, like some years in their adulthood, and finally quit. And it's, it's because it's just like that shit. If you don't really like it, it shit's disgusting.
Hey, I really enjoyed it for a long time.
I know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, people enjoy that shit.
Yeah.
Smoking has never been like my forte. Like,
no.
Ever.
They call me Smoke Dog.
She was smoking since she was 2.
No, not
the womb. Like, got it.
The womb, like putting cigarette butts out on that motherfucker. Like, what's happening? We out here though, man.
Strikes.
That's funny as shit.
Okay, but what about Hi Mama? How was your weekend? What'd you do?
Oh my God. Okay, so I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone. I do things sometimes for my husband, you see. And one of them was going to the show. It was by some local artist in Vallejo. His name's Flo Russell, I think is how you say. I don't know. It was like my first time going to see him, and I follow him, And he has some real motivational kind of like lyrics, I feel. And so that's why I get behind him. I can get behind some stuff like that, right? Anywho, so we go there. It was amazing. There were so many people there. Usually large crowds really make me nervous. They make me uneasy. I just don't like it. Like all the people, right? the unknown.
Paranoid and shit.
Yeah. I've been like around too many bad like moments or something. And so I usually don't like going to these types of things. But in the past year or so, my husband has brought me out to like see Atmosphere, what was another one that I got to see. So great. And so I don't know. I just got to step out of my comfort zone and go see a local artist that was fucking amazing. And I'm just, the normal hiking stuff too. Not as cool as yours. How long was your hike? How many miles was it?
I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna let you know on the next episode. I got you.
Maybe like an hour.
She wasn't paying attention. She was all smitten and floating around and shit. You know what I mean?
I'm cloud 9.
I want to see.
No, honestly, the reason why I couldn't tell is because I said I went with my cousin. Like when I tell you, bro, we stopped so much. It just felt like, so I know the drive to get there was like 2.5 hours.
Sure.
But we stopped so much. Like once we went down the road, we had to stop because she felt like, oh my God, I'm about to throw up. Then we got like 30 yards and then she had to stop.
She said, y'all hiking.
And I'm like, we stopped so much. Like she.
I don't know why you didn't call me. Can you call me?
I did not know. I didn't know. Like this is my first time going with this crowd. So I was die
in the woods. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And see, like she would be so mad. I got a video of her, right? I ain't gonna post it. I thought about it. But literally she's laying on a rock being hella dramatic. Oh my God, I can't take it. I can't. The sun is too much. Then, okay, we get you to some shade. It was too cold in the shade. Girl, I was just over it. So I don't know. I couldn't pay attention to that part because it was like physically getting her there was just like, by the time I got there, I was like, I need to jump in God's bath. I need Jesus to take over me right now.
Yeah, Jesus take the wheel. I could tell. I could tell that you guys were definitely. She definitely didn't. We could make that a PSA just in itself. You know what I mean about hiking. When somebody invites you to hike, be prepared to hike. Don't just think it's going to be like walking down the park or something. You know what I mean? Like you should already know that.
I feel like she thought it was more like. First of all, let's listen to the name, God's Bath. You know how hard it's going to be to really get to God? That should have told you alone that it was going to be a hard hike.
Very hard to get to heaven.
I didn't think about that, Anne, at all. Like, I just thought it was a very serene place. But you're right. You guys must have went uphill a lot.
We went like literally, so if the freeway is up, and like if a freeway goes over a river, right? There's like, 100 feet or something in between like the rocks and that. So you have to take the rope to get down there. And to me, at the point that we saw that we had to use rope to even get to the trail, that should have been alarms going off for her if she didn't want to do it. Hey, this isn't for me because there's no way to get back to my car other than taking my ass back up this rope.
Also, it's kind of cool when when people go do that because I went rafting before and it was something similar to that. It was not what I expected. And you kind of see who has survival instincts and who's gonna get ate by the zombies and shit when the zombies come, and who's gonna probably make it. You know what I mean? You start to see that right away.
If an apocalypse happened tomorrow, I'd probably be at your house before I went to hers because with her, I'm gonna be the man in the situation.
You got to be around some survivors, is what you're saying.
Yes, I need to be around some people that's gonna be like, man, we with the shit. You better go playing. With her, I feel like. Oh, we're dead. We're doomed.
Well, you know what they say. You don't got to be the fastest. You just got to be faster than somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. You feel me? I could be wrong, but you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Listen, I agree with you. Because one of the things I was thinking was, oh my God, like if a coyote or a mountain lion come down here, you're going to be so mad because I'm going to run. And you just going to be sitting there.
What are you supposed to do? You ain't gonna fight the coyote off her. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you supposed to do? I mean, it's a survival. That's what I mean. Like, because we went.
No, go ahead.
No, it's because when we went to rafting, right? I'm thinking it was like, I know it wasn't like full blown fucking rip roaring rapid shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was thinking it's gonna be like tubing where we just lay on our shit and just let the stream take you down. Man, as soon as we got in that fucking water, it was calm at first, right? We bend a corner and it's like, I'm like, no, I'm like, everybody got on vests, so that's cool because I'm a big person about that. I preach safety all the time, so everybody got their vest on. That's cool. But I'm looking around, I'm like, yo, these people do not have no upper body strength. So if I'm trying to pull you up, you better help me help you, or else you might just have to hold on to the side of the raft till we get somewhere where I can pull. You know what I mean? But it was crazy. It was wild, and the current was real. Like if you fell off your raft, you're gonna have to like ride the stream all the way down to either get closer to us or to you could grab something so we can make our way towards you and grab you and put you back on the raft. It was like some real fucking some real traumatizing shit actually. Because I'm thinking, like I said, I brought my weed. You know what I'm saying? We brought an ice chest with liquor in it. I'm trying to get fucked up. There was no time to get drunk. There was no time to get high or nothing because you had to be on point.
It's like white.
You took that in the raft?
I took that shit in the raft. Well, I mean, we drank out of it. I mean, I still drank a little bit, but it was just, I didn't have, it wasn't a drink to enjoy. It was like, I'm still alive. We made that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that shit was wild. Now, I will say,
the people that came with weed and with drink, right? They was like, really like turning up the bottles, jumping off the cliff. And in my head, I still got to get back to my car. No. Nope.
And I salute you, and you're a fucking Bear Scout for real, a true survivor, because you thinking ahead and shit. And I'm sure it had nothing to do with survival and everything to do with how you wanted to make an impression on this gentleman right here. So he must be worth it because you were going all out, being the trooper. Tomorrow you're gonna wake. Today you probably woke up and like, oh my legs, this shit, hella sore.
Bro, yes. I woke up this morning like,
yummy.
Okay.
That's how you know it was a good one.
I didn't even realize some of the muscles, like the back of my shoulders. I was like, oh, I forgot. We had to like pull our body weight up. Yeah. I had to tell him like, this is a big body being, sir. We ain't gonna be, no, we're not doing certain things.
I'm like I said, man, you a survivor though, because a lot of people don't even got upper body strength to pull themselves up, period. You feel me? And I see you hitting the deadlifts and all that shit. So I know you got strength. No, and ain't just sitting around not doing nothing. You know what I mean? And got a little firepower under there, you know? So
I'm trying to get this Vixen body so that, you know, my next husband can, you know.
Man. Yo, speaking of Vixen, have you seen that mugshot that is going around right now? One of the original video girls, Cubana Lust.
It's so sad. It's so sad. Yeah. I said, arrive alive, don't drink and drive, because clearly life has been hard for her. Because I looked at that picture and I'm like, that's not the same person. Then when they started like explaining, I was like, oh my God, drugs really can turn you into a whole different person. No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, apparently the story behind her was that she was, you know, on top of the world, one of the original video vixens all over King magazines and doing all kinds of spreads and having money. And then as soon as times got tough, she went from that to stripping. And then when that kind of like got tired, I don't know how, maybe, I don't know if she aged out or whatever the case was, maybe drugs were always present. But after that, she got into porn for a minute. And then after porn, she just fell all the way off, they were saying. And she was, you know, she got into drugs bag and she got like fucking 5 different mugshots. And, you know, those mugshots that where it shows the time progression, like the first one, the second one, mm-hmm. and by the 5th, they're like, you know, she looks crazy. And Esther was saying, you were talking about like, you know, that's how internet is now. It's all catfish. But I mean, you're right, because you can see people like, you know, they'll show you their real face and then they'll do makeup and they could almost make themselves look like anybody. Mm-hmm. But this is one of those things that I don't think any kind of makeup is going to bring her back. Like she'd have to like really get off drugs first, you know what I mean? To actually look semi-normal. And who knows if that'll ever even happen too. Because I know some people that once they're too far gone and they quit, I mean, they always look like, you know, they're on drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then some of them have like a wedged mouth permanently. So like they may look presentable, but anytime they begin to talk to you, you can tell, oh, okay, that's what you was doing. Okay.
You know what I wonder is I wonder what she looked like before she like got ready for the day and she, the video vixen, you know, like, because there's how she looks now, which is really tore up, right? And then there's how she looked on Instagram when she took pictures for everybody. And then there's how she looked when she really woke up in the morning time before she used drugs and stuff. You know what I mean?
I seen some of the videos and pictures that they had. And one of them was like a video of her getting ready. So she wasn't ugly by any means.
She wasn't ugly beforehand?
Because I mean, everybody, no, she wasn't. She was good for, you know, with no makeup on, you know what I mean? She wasn't like how she is now with no makeup on. But I get what you're saying because, you know, the internet now, I mean, everybody has seen those videos where it just shows a girl that she is tore up. Now, let's keep it 1,000. Her face is horrible, for whatever reasons. And then they put on makeup and they put on the whole shit and all the filters and they look like a completely different person. You know what I mean? I don't think that was the case because this was she got started doing modeling pre-social media. Like when she started, this was back in like
one of the first Instagram models considered. Yeah,
like 04, 05, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when she started. And she was obviously because that's all the transition that people made. They made, you know, as social media started to take over print, like magazines like King and Maxim and all that stuff, they stopped being less prominent. People started moving to social media to promote themselves and their modeling and whatnot. But she definitely was pre that. And in order to, you know, before that, you had to actually show up and audition and send pictures and headshots and be seen in person to actually land these gigs. You know what I mean? So, and even then, I mean, they make miracles. You know what I mean? But I seen
a lot of her pictures. If you look at like her Instagram, she had more of like a natural look versus like a very dramatic look. So I know like today's girls that are like Instagram models, it feels like a lot of them have a much more dramatic look to them to be it with the lip fillers, the nose, the lashes that look like bat wings and all of this. She started during the era where the natural beauty was just the norm, you know? Yeah,
most definitely. So so it's a cold game out there. And it's really like they said, a lot of it was based on she was just caught up in the lifestyle. You know what I mean? They, you know, like they say the industry, especially when it comes to women, and modeling, you know, it could eat you alive if you're not careful, especially when there's drugs involved. You feel me? So I just thought I'd bring that up because I seen that shit and I couldn't believe it. I had to do some research myself and look it up more to see what it was. I was like, I can't believe that shit. Because I remember I had a couple of those magazines when I was locked up. You feel me? I'm not gonna say what they were going for, but just know that they sold. You feel me? It was one of those things that you made a little money off. You feel me? It's so strange, yo. Now that I think about it, in prison, in the catalogs, they let you buy pictures of models. You know, bikini models and different poses and shit like that. They let you buy those things, and in certain states, they used to let you buy like nudes. And they were like, you know, obviously for models or whatever like that and stuff, they let you buy them and keep them and stuff. And I had this book where I had hell of those pictures because I had been there so long. People that were leaving would give me all their pictures that they bought and stuff because they were like a commodity. You could make money off that shit, right?
Oh my God. So, you didn't feel weird having pictures that these guys jacked off to already?
I mean, it ain't no different than having a magazine or fucking watching a movie. So if I watch a movie the same as somebody else and they beat their meat to it, I mean, it ain't no fucking difference. You got to remember this jail, right? And this is like business. This is, you know what I mean? You get these pictures and you make money off them because you resell them. You know what I mean? So at the same time, it's like I had rules. Like I don't take your pictures had to be covered up. Like don't give me no unwrapped pictures. You did what I'm saying? Like if you know what I mean?
You had standards for the pictures. Wait, pause. You had standards for pictures that they're giving you.
We got questions.
Yes, well,
I'm just saying, like, it's like me giving you a gift and you being like, "Well, I'm gonna take the gift, but only if." Like, what?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like I said, this prison motherfucker, if I don't want your shit, I ain't gotta take nothing from you. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, fuck that. And really, it was just because, like how you said, it's like if you kept them in a because people have, you get photo albums and keep them in a photo album. I'll take them out the photo album. If you had them just loosey goosey, I'll probably pass, on that just based on the fact that I don't know where you've been doing what you're doing with these. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, motherfuckers sell soups in prison. I mean, this shouldn't surprise anyone. It's maybe not something that you heard, but motherfuckers do. You know what I mean?
You guys, of these guys that had like blow up dolls, but they were like pillows of women in jail. They had like the yarn hair and everything, and there was
like a mop head and shit.
They had like a mermaid tail. Like, what was the point of having a mermaid tail on a fake doll? That
I seen. I seen the meme. I seen the meme of when it showed dude. It was dude inside his prison cell, and he had like 8 dolls that he made. Right?
Yeah.
It said that one friend that has a bunch of fake followers that follows a bunch of fake accounts. So like I said, the internet is undefeated. But I don't know. I can't call that. That's strange to me. I mean, it's one thing. Like to me, that looks like serial killer shit to me. Like,
I kind of like
hello, my little dog. Hello, darling, I'm here.
Yeah, it was like a pillow. I have my penis pillow that I cuddle with. Like,
yeah, but these motherfuckers ain't cuddling like that with them. This prison, like I said, but you got like a dummy. Yeah, you got a dummy. Just because you live like you're in prison at home, Esther, don't mean that everybody else does.
I know.
What I mean?
I've only guys seen behind this fucking charade of a whatever this scene is behind me.
For all the listeners out there, she's really not in space. You know what I'm saying? She's not on the fucking. She's not on the fucking. What do you call that? The International Space Station. Okay, she's.
Holographic versus is.
How you like that book?
It's going really. It's going really. I got to a point so far where they're talking about how people maybe with mental disabilities like schizophrenia and stuff like that might be more tapped into some shit. And I was like, okay, I see you. Like, I could see that being a possibility. You know what I mean? But anyhow,
I can see that as being a possibility. Mm-hmm. I could see it.
Me too.
Just like, so I was having a conversation with somebody because I'm like on this whole health journey, right?
Of course.
And you like, some people may disagree with me. I'm telling you in advance. But I personally believe that like the United States is killing us through our food, right? Because we eat a bunch of bullshit, right? Mm. And someone told me, and it ties into this woman being on drugs and all this shit, right? Because there was like, in all honesty, he said that he thinks that drug addicts actually have more of a advantage than us that's overeaten because of the fact that they really don't eat, so they are not poisoning their body as much. I was like, huh?
I think,
and then when you started thinking about it, it was like, oh. Well, they're poisoning themselves with the drugs. He was like, yeah. So, okay, in that aspect, I understand it. He said, but, when you think about how we're like poisoning ourselves with foods and how a lot of the drugs keep you from actually having an appetite, that's the reason. He said that's probably the reason why they will live longer than a person who's like working out and just randomly end up with cancer. I was like,
yeah, I mean, it makes sense because overeating, like we eat way more than we're supposed to for us to sustain, period, and live. And I say that because we're not as active as much as we eat, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I understand that totally, because sometimes I trip the fuck out. Like, even once again, I hate to keep referring to this, but when I was locked up, I worked out a lot and I didn't eat a lot. I ate, but I didn't eat a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I was, obviously working out, I'm saying, it's going to put you in good health. But I was probably in the best health of my fucking life. You know what I mean? And I came home, I try to like not eat as much and do the same thing and keep my routine. And it worked for a while, but then it's like so much good shit out here. You know what I mean? It's just hard to, you know what I'm saying? It's hard not to.
It's hard to resist.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, we do. I think that's the problem. Like, we overeat. You know, I look at even like people in Mexico and stuff like that, how they cook their food. They don't really go. They go grocery shopping for the day to get what they're gonna make for the day. You know what I mean? And they don't eat like that. Well, not everywhere, but like more in the rural, in the country and stuff like that. It's like, and they be living to like 102, 103 out there. You know what I mean? Just crazy numbers. So might be some. There might be something to that because crackheads never die too. I feel like crackheads be living forever and shit.
That's the truth.
And honestly, if you
like,
go to
how the
other
fuck are you
countries,
still?
they don't eat what we eat. Like stuff that's available to us
Most
in the
definitely.
United States, they won't allow you to eat.
And as far as COVID went, you guys, how many crackheads do you know that actually got COVID?
So let me tell you,
I don't know.
I don't know many.
Think of it like this. Honestly, I'm not in no way endorsing being a crackhead, but every crackhead that I've seen has gotten their life together after hella years of doing drugs and shit. They've all had medical problems afterwards, hella bad medical problems. Like, and I'm sure that those problems were present when they were out ripping and running and stuff. But it's just like, you know how it is. Drugs make you numb to a lot of shit, and you may think that they may feel like they're okay, but really they're just medicating, and their pain, whether it's physical or mental, it's not getting fixed. It's just getting prolonged. You dig what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not endorsing it, but everybody knows a crackhead that's been a crackhead since he was a kid. The motherfucker's still alive. And it was just like, how the fuck you do this? You done made it through all this shit. Now we got monkeypox rolling around. Stay the fuck away from me if you feel like you got any kind of bumps on your body, period, that you're not supposed to have.
Every time I hear the word monkeypox, I start itching.
There's a difference between like a pimple and some shit that is irregular and you ain't seen before. You know what I mean? You know, stay away, please. You know what I'm saying? Respect yourselves. I woke up with this bump on my cock. It's not usually there. What's going on with that?
They keep saying monkeypox is like an STD. I call bullshit.
I mean, it's probably. I think they're saying if that's the case, COVID's like an STD, because what they're saying is when you come in contact with somebody physically that has monkeypox, you're gonna get it. So it's like whether it's whatever,
and the rubbing, and you don't from like, I don't know. I don't.
I mean, but it's the same thing. Like COVID. Like you could be in a room with somebody that has monkeypox. If you're breathing up their air, it says like you breathe. You know what I mean? And fucking get it. You know, if you're breathing up like their sneeze or their any kind of spray, you know, from coughing and whatnot. So it's like, if that's the case, COVID's like an STD. And if that's the case, all of us then got burnt.
Oh,
you all done caught that shit.
I ain't caught COVID ever. I've never tested positive for COVID. Crazy part is my kids tested positive. And mind you, we was all sitting in the house chilling. Like we didn't even know that, like I really genuinely didn't even know that they had it.
If I don't remember it, it didn't happen. No.
No, I really have never caught it. Me.
Anybody?
I don't get sick.
I heard that. I heard that. Well, hopefully, I'm hoping that nobody does. Shit.
No, seriously, because it's ridiculous at this point. But
do you guys think? Because I wanted to ask people. You know how everybody was hella skeptical about the vaccine and getting vaccinated and whatnot, and they're like, "Fuck that shit." Do you think now that monkeypox is like more of a visible thing and makes you look like hideous, that people are going to be more willing to take a vaccine for it?
I think people will be, but I won't be.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. And the reason why I say that is because look how vain people are, that if that's the case, that people would have rather died dealing with COVID than to just let these monkeypox pass through you and, you know what I'm saying, not get a vaccine, like, you know, and get a vaccine rather than let these monkeypox through. You know what I'm saying? I hope that's not the case. But at the same time, it's like, I know a lot of people that were saying that, like, it was internet shit, of course, but they were saying, they're like, fuck that, I'll get the vaccine for this shit. But they were like, they wouldn't get the COVID vaccine. I'm like, how does that make sense? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I think it's more so because, even
because it's physical and we're elevated.
Yeah, it's something that you can actually see that's physically on your body. And the unfortunate part about it is like they just recently was doing a study and it said that like in the last year or something like that, the people who are dying from COVID are people who were vaccinated and boosted and like over the age of like 45. So clearly this shit does not fucking work. So why would y'all do it at all? I don't understand, but that's, you know, to each his own.
I don't understand.
In the best interest of your household.
What's even more crazy is that they're not asking nobody now. They're not pushing that hard ass line for this anymore. But they were at one point. I'm just like,
jobs are. So any job, if you, and now this is from, you know, my other little, you know, way of getting money. Any job who is receiving any form of government funding is requiring that, they are requiring for you to get hired that you show proof of vaccination. So that means if it's a program you want to participate in or anything like that, you usually have to show a vaccination card. Or you have to try to get like this waiver, but usually they don't approve the waiver. So
even then, they weren't bombarding us like they were before, just in general.
Exactly.
They can't bombard us because they know they full of shit. They know the shit don't work. It's been proven the shit don't work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How you gonna force me to get something that's gonna kill me anyways?
Exactly.
It's not gonna work. Yeah, and I don't know. It's all funny ass shit. Like I said, at the end of the day,
we're gonna keep it going though, because there's still one subject that I would definitely I want to know about. So there was this article that I saw, and it was about there was a gentleman who was arguing with this girl, and they were going back and forth about how when he flew her out, spent like $1,000 on the flight, bought her a hotel room. He said the first night he was being a gentleman. They slept in separate beds. He took her out to eat, all this other stuff. And he was arguing with her because I guess she came out there and she was on some old, she don't want to have sex with him. And I really want to know y'all opinion. Like, do you feel like he's wrong? Do you feel like she's wrong? And I want to know.
Well, what happened? Like, why? And so why? And I'm saying, what happened? What happened that made us want to talk about the, like, you said, okay, she didn't want to have sex with him. And then what happened?
So basically, he flew her out. They had been already talking online, right? So they had already built enough of a rapport. He wanted to see her, so he flew her out. The first night, he didn't even try anything. I guess the second night, you know, he really was kind of like, I'm assuming, aroused. And so she told him she didn't come out here to have sex. She ain't having sex with nobody.
That's what I wanted to know.
And
that's what I wanted to know for the people.
Yeah. And so when she said that, he, and she is an Instagram model. When she said that, he was like, you know, you already knew what it was. And you knew based off of our conversation, like what it is that we was trying to do. And so I'm just curious about y'all opinion, because I know I have a very, I do want to say it is difficult to have opinions about stuff like this, but I do have a very strong opinion. So what about you, Hot Mama? Because your face let me know you got a whole...
Okay, so first off, the video, like, hella gave me anxiety, bro. Like, the whole yelling, like, that was out for me off top. Like, maybe she doesn't, like, require so much respect in her life, but nobody's going to talk to me like that off top, like, promise you. And so that was, like, my first kind of reaction already, like, he's already out, bro. That's out. Like, and then just the fact that he had expectations on his gifts was, to me, was like, I don't want to hang out with somebody like that. But this is just my personal kind of, my personal opinion, right? Because maybe she's into that kind of lifestyle. Maybe she's into having guys spend money on her and then them having expectations or something, you know? And maybe she did lead him on, and that's why he was like, you knew what it was or whatever. But I just think personally, like, how he had expectations with spending money on her, and then how he was even like, I was a gentleman the first night. Like, the fact that you got to point out that you were a gentleman means that you weren't even a gentleman, that you were just playing a role, you know, that like a real gentleman wouldn't have pointed out that, like, I was a gentleman the night before. I think it gave me anxiety. That's all I think.
Okay.
I'm so curious what you thought, though, Anne. I'm so curious.
Wait, we gotta go to Mr. Diz first, though. Hold on.
No, you gotta go to me first?
Yes, sir.
You sure about that?
Oh, yeah, second.
Okay, first things first. It's not okay at any point in time for you to be leading anybody on, whether it's on the phone or whatever. You know, it's not all right if you are going out to fuck with somebody just based on what they could do for you. If that's the case, you should pay for your own way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At no time should anybody be leading anybody on. There should always be communication. And you should always want to, I'm not saying it's not cool to get flown out and get stuff paid for and all stuff like that. But, you know, depending on the conversation, you should already know, like he said, that doesn't mean you have to, because I also believe that you reserve the right to change your mind at any time that you want to. And that's just something that, like a risk that dude has to be able to take, you know, but at the same time, I don't believe in the leading on. So, you know, it all depends on where the conversation was for me. You know what I mean? I don't do things for people like that and expect something. Now, her flying out already alone and you're going to sleep in the room with me, that already kind of made me feel like it was going down. But even then, I still got to get your consent and be like, yo, like, it's not going to be like, oh, yo, you came out here, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's like, you came out here, hopefully that's what it is. But if it ain't, then it is what it is. That's a risk as a man that you take. You already was willing to spend that bread. You kind of should already know you can't make nobody do nothing they don't want to do. So it's either you know, your game is weak or you was on point, you know, one or the other. You know what I mean? It could have been something that he did the first night that turned her off. You never know. Like, we don't know the whole story when it comes to that shit. But I don't like doing things with expectations. If I do something for, I just do it. If I fly somebody out like that, like, don't get me wrong, depending on the conversation, I'm thinking it's going down. You feel me? But if it's like, even then, it's like, yo, is this somebody that I'm flying out specifically just to have sex with, or is it somebody I'm flying out to not only may possibly do that, but spend some time with her? Like, if it's somebody that I enjoy their company, then I mean, it is what it is. You know, I can't expect nothing more. Period. You know, but everybody's different. It was just kind of wild that he was throwing all the shit in her face and stuff. It's just like, bro, you know, you already out of pocket for flying her out. So if she didn't give you anything for it, that's your dumb ass fault for spending all that fucking money. Period. You know what I mean? If she worked you, she worked you. That's your fault. You know what I mean? But that's why it's like, don't fly people out, you know, unless you're comfortable with them not giving you anything in return. You know, because you shouldn't expect shit. That's just me. Go ahead, man.
So,
I already know you're out of pocket, bro.
Don't hate me for this.
I'm not.
I feel like, listen, I am for the people, okay?
I ain't mad at you.
Now, let me give this disclaimer, right? I think that there is certain things that I will and will not do. And one of those things is putting myself in a bad situation. See, I would never be in her position because, one, if you're going to fly me out and you're going to pay for the hotel will be on my credit card. And we ain't staying in this motherfucker together if I ain't giving you no pussy, right? That's number one. Where I feel like, personally, I feel like she's dead ass wrong. And I feel like that's the women are always talking about they want to be treated equal. You want all this equality. You want people to respect you as a woman, but you ain't walking around like a respectable bitch. And that's a problem. Because at the point, so one, we don't know what was in the communication. That's where the first problem comes. So there's a lack of context for me to really fully base this opinion. But him saying stuff like, you already know what it is. You already know what we talked about. That lets me know that y'all done already had sexual conversation. You done already put it in his mind that he was going to get some pussy. So I'm not saying you can't change your mind. That's not what I'm saying. You could have very well did something to make you feel like, absolutely not, I don't want to. But that's also when you should bow out gracefully and remove yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get at you like, you know what? I ain't giving you no pussy and I'm still going to stay in this room. Right. That will get you hurt. Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. It's like the way that, like, he wouldn't, to me, you wouldn't even have time to record me. How was you gonna record me? Because I was gonna pack my shit and I was gonna get the fuck on once I realized, you know what, this is feeling like it ain't going in the direction I want it to. So that's where I was like, girl, you dead ass wrong. You probably like where people always fuck up. I'll say for the people like, and now that I'm in the dating world, this is why I don't do it. We'll have conversations. You know what? I fuck you all night. I do this. I do that, man. I suck your soul out your butt. All kind of stuff, right? Then I will get in front of you, not literally. But then I will get in front of you and I want you to know that I'm still probably not going to fuck you. This is why in the dating world, I don't need to have certain conversations. Like if I'm going to mismanage my pussy with somebody, that conversation is going to be very different than somebody that I will not mismanage my pussy with you, right? The reason why I said I feel like she's dead ass wrong is because I feel like the approach for how you did everything, like even the whole in the beginning, he said he was going to fly her out Spirit. She said she don't fly Spirit. So he made the accommodation for her to fly out Delta. Okay, so we stayed in the bar like, you know, you are definitely a woman that likes certain things and that's cool. And then they take you out to dinner and he introducing you to his friends and y'all drinking and doing all this stuff. These are things that put women in bad positions because you are making yourself vulnerable to the possibilities of a whole bunch of bad shit happening. For him, he just recorded her, right? And he did blurt out her face so that to me, he was at least being respectful and all that. But I'm bothered by the fact that women are okay with putting themselves in bad situations and then feeling like the man is wrong for responding to the bad choice that you made by putting yourself in that situation. That's where I get a little thrown off. Like, girl, you is tripping. Like, did we not learn about like stranger danger and all that?
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I said, that's what I was saying about, you know, like it's not cool to leave people on, you know, give everybody got a choice. You come out here and like, you know, if you really not going to give them some pussy or whatever the case might be, then, you know, or if you're not feeling like that, then get your own room when you come out. He can fly you out, get your own fucking room. That way can't nobody tell you shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially if that, but see, that's the thing. And unfortunately, this was one of those instances where she was exposed for, like you said, like you let him on, you told him it was going to be this, you wanted a certain standard of you know what I mean, accommodations and everything else. Well, you want him to pay for all this and do all this, you know, you should expect him to want to be in control of the situation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
The other part
you're giving it to him. The
other part that threw me off when you go, like if you followed it a little bit further, apparently she didn't have like, I guess he canceled her flight back home and she felt she was stranded. Why are you going anywhere and you don't got money to get yourself home?
Exactly.
Who does that? Like, baby, I don't care what's going on. I promise you, if you fly me out tomorrow, you can fly me out to Kenya. And I will have the money to, at minimum, get myself back to where I fucking live. So that's where the whole, like, I just, granted, now I will say, side note, sir, that was all your fault. Your first visit with her should have been, instead of flying her out, you fly yourself to her and go show her a good time in her town. Do something like that. Small trip, something like that.
Yeah, you're supposed to be real, you're supposed to get the pussy before you fly her out. You're supposed to be in that.
Facts. You should have went out there and tried to spend time with her, do whatever you was going to do. Like, y'all could have established this in so many other ways.
Yeah. And every circumstance is different.
Yeah, and like, even though he kept saying, like, it's not even about the money, I get him when he say that, because it's probably not about the money. It is, a lot of times it be about the approach, about the way that you just trying to finesse somebody and feel like you get over on them, like they have no feelings or like emotional attachment.
You promised me the pussy.
No, seriously.
That video.
Like, that's like taking a kid in the candy store and then being like, but you can't have none. That kid is going to have a whole tantrum in the store. It's going to be ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, you can't.
I'm not saying she should give up her pussy if she don't want to. I do want to give that disclaimer.
Of course not.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's definitely not what we're saying.
But I'm most definitely saying where I feel like she was wrong, because she shouldn't even put herself in that position. Now, because we don't know what all was said, I cannot say she said for sure, yes, I'm gonna give you some pussy, or yes, I'm gonna suck your dick, or anything like that. But what I can tell you is he didn't fly you out just because you said that today we were gonna go and eat crumpets and have high tea. No.
They're both kind of in the wrong though, no?
Both of them.
They both are.
And you know what? Now I will say the
because
yelling part that you was talking about, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a yeller. So that part, like, it didn't trigger anything for me.
At the same time though, and he is wrong though too, because no matter if she let him on or not, that's a risk he is taking by spending all this fucking money to begin with. So it's partially his fault because he was being stupid for that, and she was finessing and she got caught. Because if you weren't gonna, like, there's just certain things, you know what I mean, that you just don't do. And like I said, when it comes to leading people on, because you don't know how they're going to react. Some people will be like, "I bet, get the fuck out. I'm not going. I don't care, whatever." But you gotta go. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's some people react like him, where he's like, "Get the fuck out," and he gonna put you on blast. I mean, you can't tell people how to react when you do certain things. So, but at the same time, I mean, like, he knows. Everybody knows. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the pussy is a non-refundable token. You dig what I'm saying? It's an NFT. It reserves the right to not want to open up for you whenever it chooses to. So even though she was finessing,
I don't feel like she was. So one, I do want to say, I think I think he's stupid personally, but I mean, however he want to trick his chips. Where I feel like she's dead ass wrong is because I just can't for the life of me, like, human trafficking and all this stuff is going on so widely. Why would you put yourself in that hard, like, to me, she, and then have no bread to get yourself back. Right. She risked the possibility, like, realistically, this man could have raped you.
She sounds really immature. Like how you said she's mismanaging her pussy. Like, to me, that's like mismanaging her whole goddamn
Somebody got to get fired. Upper management. Somebody got to take over to manage that pussy correctly. You know, what do they get that? What do they call that shit? They set up a
pimping.
No, that's different. That's different kind of management. Talking about what do they call it? They set up a board of commission. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, get some of your family members and someone to give you guidance and help you to know where to throw it and how to throw it right.
I feel like
for real. Like, I feel like the elders in her family should have pulled her to the side and told her, like, baby,
they don't know any better neither, though, and that's why she is the way that she is. Like, maybe there was nobody there to tell her any different, like, or maybe there was and they just didn't say it loud enough or something. But she definitely needs to learn a couple things, like maybe the correct way if she's gonna finesse people. You know, like, there's certain ways to do so. Like, if you're gonna, that ain't the way. Like,
this was trial and error for her.
I mean, it could have been. I mean, maybe she was out there trying to, and you never know. I mean, like I said, we don't know the whole context. So we're assuming a lot. You never know. That might be her thing, or she's trying to get into the whole finessing thing, and it just went terribly wrong for her. She got the wrong one. You know what I mean? I mean, I know females back in the days that's what they would do. They would go around finessing motherfuckers out of money. You know what I'm saying? You know, just no sex. No sex involved. No promises of sex. Just, you know, being around them, spending time with them, and just asking them for money. And motherfuckers, some people just are cool with that, you know. But there's difference between like $30, $40, $100, and then flying your ass on Delta and getting the room and the whole shit. And it's like,
I got a car out of a situation.
I mean, like I said,
I will say this. You actually get more gifts when you don't give up the pussy. But I think you have, like, there has to be a way that you are going about doing it, right? You cannot, like, I'm still friends with a lot of people. Like, we cool. I don't have no problems with you. I don't have a bad heart. You ain't got a bad heart. We cool. I won't use the word finesse, but you're my friend. And if you feel like you cannot be my friend and want to see me doing bad. That's just the rule.
You're right. 100%. 100%. If you're my friend like
with
that,
her, I was so mad that I felt like, oh my God. Like, and then when you keep going in the story and find out like she was stranded or whatever, it's just like, oh my God, po baby, like po little tink tink, you shouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
Somebody got to look out for her, lace her boots right now, because she's walking around. You know, she's walking around with the Vans with no straps right now. She ain't even got no laces to get laced right now. Somebody get her the chucks and straighten her shit up real quick.
I really want to tell her, like, baby, I could teach you a few things where you can, you know, you can get a cute coin and get some trips and do all that, and don't give up nothing, but also don't get blasted online. Like a lot of stuff, I promise you, is approach. That's in my lifetime. That's what I've learned. Your approach of how you do stuff is a big thing.
Like a dumbass up.
You want to throw a BJ though? It's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Just for the funsies.
Yeah, just for the funsies. Like no expectations. Like, you know, you flew all the way out here. I mean, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. Like you can't throw me a BJ. No. I won't look at you any different if you threw me a BJ. You know what I'm saying? Just know that. You know what I mean? Just for funsies, like you said, you know, baby. So fly you all the way out here. It's cool. You want, you know what I mean? It's cool. Maybe I can't gain access to your sacred portal, but you know, maybe I could park it in the you know, in your neck or something. You know what I'm saying? You work it out. You know what I mean?
Off is a breaker. No, I was kidding.
just for shits and giggles, you feel me?
This is why it's important to always room separately if you ain't ready for that.
Yeah. And have your bread, yo. I mean, it take money to make money, even when you finessing. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever get caught up out there like you know what I'm saying? Like you better be like you said. I could make it home no matter what happens. You know,
no matter what. I learned very young. I don't fly nowhere where I can't get home. If you buy me a plane ticket there. And see, the problem is a lot of, now I'm going to just give this little tidbit where a lot of women seem to
PSA
go wrong,
time.
right? Yes, where they go wrong is they give the man the option to cancel the flight. He wouldn't have that option with me because if you genuinely want me to come out there, you will buy a one-way and you will send me the money for me to buy my plane ticket back.
Give him some game, drop some jewels on him.
I'm just saying.
And you know what I'm saying?
You can let him know.
Wake the
like
sleeping.
Because and the way you approach it is not like, listen, I'm not even trying to say like I think you're a bad dude or nothing like that. But you know, sometimes shit get crazy. The world is crazy. So if you just send me the money, I will buy the ticket right now, show you the proof that I didn't actually bought it, send you a screenshot. But that return will definitely be on my card, not on yours. You ain't about to cancel shit on me.
When it's anybody's card, it could be canceled by them at any time.
Yes. Yeah, they can cancel payment.
They can cancel if I flew you to me and I paid for your round trip, if I paid for it on my card, I can cancel your return home. So I got you to me. Psych, you ain't going home. Not on my dollar.
Hey, he was outside looking at her. She was out in the rain at the bus stop. He over there eating and shit. Like, damn, that's crazy. Shit, just looking at her through the hotel window. Like damn, baby.
Like, that's a thing.
Thank you,
and
Anna.
even when it comes to the hotel, right? So listen, I'm so like weird about stuff that I'm very big on like, listen, you're going to have to, if you purchase I always tell them the reason why I purchase the hotel is because I get a discount. So I always ensure that they send me the money for me to get the room so that you can't cancel my room either. You won't be canceling nothing on me. It will be money that you done sent me and I booked everything and I will leave when I feel like it. And I will have the money to pay the difference if necessary. And I don't give out my room number either. That's another thing. Just because you see the confirmation of the room, they can't verify that you actually are there because you can easily tell the hotel not to verify some stuff. And once they don't know where your room is, sir, I'm going to meet you down in the lobby. We don't play the way you play the game is not to be giving him all this ultimate control over your visit. No, for what? Why am I doing that?
Yeah, like that's what goes back to what I was saying. It was like, yo, when you know you let them pay for the flight, pay for your room, pay for this, pay for that. You basically, whether you want to or not, you're giving off the impression that you want him to have control of the situation. You know, a lot of times when it comes to this shit, like the females can have the control if they know what they're doing. Like how you said. At the end of the day, if dude wants it that bad, he's not going to give a fuck what she does or how she wants to do it. If he just wants to have her around, he's going to be okay with the, okay, boom, get the room. Okay, boom, get the flight. You know, pay for your own flight back. He'll probably would have even been kept him more gangster with her if she would have said, I just paid the flight back, my own flight back. He'd have been like, I bet. You know what I'm saying? But when you get in control like that, people, no matter who it is, man.
And if you brought me out here, you got to send me back. Like, what you think this is? I don't know what you thought.
Nah, I hate
like,
that
sometimes
shit.
your approach alone will make me just ghost you. I will leave you.
That's like that video. You guys seen that video about that girl that was like her birthday and her dude took her out and she had like 15 of her friends and she got mad at her dude because he didn't pay for everybody's dinner. He only paid for her and his.
I would have broke up with her in that moment.
I'd have left her ass too.
At the point of you arguing that I don't want to pay for all of your broke friends. First of all, your friends who can't afford their
ugly ass friends. On top of that, your friends ain't even pretty. Come on now.
Right. And on top of that, listen, this is where I think because I was raised around so many men, it be coming out. Because I'd be like, you want me to pay for all these bitches? I got 15 friends that'll pay for each girl that's ready to go and, hang out with him, give him some time. I ain't saying give him no pussy, but definitely give him some time. Hang out with him for 30 minutes.
Yeah. I'm gonna need 15. I'm gonna need 15 handsies.
No, seriously, but that one where she wanted him to pay for like 15 friends. She was tripping. And really, you know why she was dumb in that situation? Because the money that he is spending on her 15 friends, she could have actually asked him to use that money to spend on her.
Yeah. I'm sure he wouldn't have had a problem with it because dude, he took them. I looked like they went somewhere nice. They were all dressed up. So he didn't have no problem spending no money on her. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to say he had it, but it's like a lot of times it ain't that motherfuckers don't got it. It's just the principle. It's like, what the fuck I'm going to pay for all your fucking friends? Like, nah, get that shit out of here.
It is
could have taken that money and went on vacation or something.
Mm-hmm. And that's why both of even in the other one we was talking about, it probably ain't even the fact of how much money he spent or the fact that you didn't have sex with him. It is the principle of your approach. These women are approaching these men as though they are not men. Like you talking to them like they suckers. And then when they were boss up on you to let you know I'm not a sucker, you want to get mad or you feel like he's doing
She thought she had him one. She thought she had him one. Yeah.
I feel like
not.
Guys are suckers though.
Huh?
I feel like a lot of these guys are suckers though.
Some of them.
Look, there's no doubt. There's tricks out there. Yeah, there's tricks out there. There's people that fall for this shit, that allow this shit. But the thing, this is what we're talking about. This is the exception. She thought she had her one. She didn't have her one. So now she had to deal with the repercussions of her actions. And the good thing, you hear a lot of violent shit that happens to people. So it's a good thing that he filmed it like, yo, I'm not going to do nothing to her. I'm just going to embarrass the fuck out of her for being stupid and thinking that she was going to fucking play me. And like I said, he sounded dumb because he said, the only thing that made him sound stupid was like, yo, you expected something like, if she don't want to, it is what it is, regardless of the circumstances, she don't want to do that. That's cool. You know what I mean? Was she wrong for leading you on? Hell yeah. If you're going to put her on blast, that's on you. But, him be like, you know what it is? You know what time it is? It's like, I didn't like that. Just because.
I didn't like it either. But I will say it led me to believe that y'all have sexual communication. Like, I'm one of those people in my text messages, like, you will, listen, you know how. You're going to let them know your intentions, huh? But there are men that will, you will be sending a text message. He'll text you, good morning, beautiful. And you'll be like, oh, good morning, handsome. And then it'll be like dick pic. You'll be like, and so I'm quick to reply.
He's like, good morning, beautiful.
Right. And I'm always very quick to reply. That is such a turn off. Please don't disrespect me like that. Like, you don't know that I wanted to see that. And when I want one, I will ask. I shut stuff like that down immediately. And instead of women positioning themselves to where, listen, you have to set the tone for how he's going to respond to you. Like, respect is not going to be something that everybody is naturally going to give to you. Sometimes you have to let them know where your respect level is, and they will just engage in all this willy-nilly conversation and then question why you getting willy-nilly shit when you're with them. Like, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no. I'm a firm person in being direct. I'm gonna give you the choice. I expect that in return. Be direct. Let me know what it is or what it ain't, and then I'll make my move based on that. If she would have told her from the gate, there ain't no pussy jumping off. I'm sure it would have been a different thing. But like you said, she got caught finessing. She wanted to go and work somebody for a free trip and a little bit of money spending. She thought she had him one, and it's like, there's consequences for everything. If you're going to finesse and be successful at it, be successful at it, but you also got to know what you're risking and you got to know what you're doing. And same thing with the fellas, you know what I'm saying? You fly this girl out, she tells you she's going to do this, do that. Even then, there's a possibility that might not happen. And if you're going to pay all that money, you better understand that shit is a possibility. Now, am I saying is it wrong or right? I'm not saying either. I'm just saying that that's something that you have to, if you ain't got it, which obviously he did, like we said, it was for the principal. But if you ain't got it, whether you're on either side, you better think twice because shit don't always go like how you plan, But it is what it is.
This is what my PSA is to the men, right? If y'all really want to guarantee that you're not getting finessed, at least in the beginning, take time and actually spend with her. And that, like, it's the most simplest thing. But you realize spending time, like, this internet shit is like the dumbest shit ever. Because you meeting somebody, like, I could easily text you a couple of sweet nothings and lay next to my whole dude and be like, this nobody. Mm-hmm. That's Keisha. You know what I'm saying? No. If you really feel like you want to show that you balling, you know what, babe, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna rent a hotel here. I'm gonna stay here, and you come to me. Let's see how she responds when I'm in her town.
Hey, you know what I did one time too? Because I'm a big person on character, right? And it's like what you're saying about getting to know people. I remember that one time I picked up this girl I was talking to, and I had, you know, it was the first time we were gonna hang out. And it was hot. It was one of those days where it was abnormally hot for us out here. And, you know, the weather was kind of crazy. I took my friend's bucket-ass 4-door Toyota Tercel. Had to be like a 90-something. It was old as fuck. Different color patch doors. Like, it was straight. When you talking about beater bucket, you know what I'm talking about? It was a runner, but no AC. 3 different tone colored doors. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, I'm like, look. You know, I want to find out if this girl really like me or not. You know what I'm saying? If she sees me pull up in the bucket, you know, no AC, and she hop in, or if she got an attitude, because you could tell when someone's like uncomfortable or they don't like some shit. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna find out what kind of girl this is right away. Pulled up, you know, it's like, let's go get something to eat, but first we're gonna stop at my homeboy's house real quick. She jump in, she looks at the car, she laughs, she jumps in. We jump in. I was like, roll your window down. We ain't got no AC, baby. And she was like, okay. Boom. Mod with me. We stopped at my homie's house. That's another thing I did. Stopped at the homie's house just to see what her comfort level is, because he lived in the hood. You feel me? So I pull up over there. I grab some weed. Right away. You know what I'm saying? It was the one where, like Bronx Tale and shit. There wasn't no truck drivers, and I couldn't put her head in my lap just yet. You know, you got to work your way up to that shit. But, she passed with flying colors. She was pretty solid about it. You know what I mean? And to me, that was cool, because then after that, it kind of made me more comfortable to be myself, you know, because you got to feel people out. You know, you can't give them too much right away. You know, they should be able to sense who you are by your conversation and, you know, your soul or whatever, you know, your aura, you know what I'm saying? Your Rick James aura, you know, around you. But a lot of times people try to finesse, you know what I mean? And I didn't know what she was on or what she, you know, I met her and I didn't, it was one of those instances where I met this person completely on my own, not through someone else or anything, like, you know what I mean? So
I've had a couple guys do that. I don't,
you don't like
I've
that
never
shit,
failed the test.
And said,
I've never failed the test. But I am like the dude. Oh,
she's like, I'm only giving you a hand job for this.
For real. I mean, but so because I had a guy that like tried to test me, I guess, see where my loyalty lied or whatever you want to see.
Shit.
He was there's this whole like running joke, right? Where everybody, for like the Black community, sometimes I'm not Black enough. I've never watched certain Black movies, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So he felt like I was super stuck up until he realized, I just ain't watched the movies. They ain't got shit to do with my day to day. But we agreed to go out to dinner. And he let me pick the restaurant. And so when I picked the restaurant, I was like, ooh, I like Morton's. And he was like, oh, okay. So we went there. He acted like he forgot his wallet. I was like, oh, no problem. Because I'm eating and I'm not dining and ditching. So I just pulled out my card. He was like, man, put that away. I'm like, why? You said you ain't got your card. And I'm not about to do no ghetto shit. So we got to pay for it, and I ain't washing dishes.
Yeah, you got to pay for it somehow.
Right.
Walk up out of here.
And he was like, no, I just wanted to see if you would. And I'm like okay, what else? So are you paying for this or am I? Like, I'm lost. Where are we at with this? And he was like, no, you know, some girls there. I'm like, well, there's
I need a shot of 1942, and I need to chase some Casamigos, and let me get a filet mignon, lobster
I'm not
tail.
that person. Like,
twin lobster.
You could have took me to Olive Garden and I would have had the same attitude.
I mean, I like, you know, to throw a little light shit, but nothing like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like, I don't like to be tested like that. You know, like I said, the bucket thing was just, something to see what her, I guess what her, just what she was on, but because I didn't know her and I didn't know if she was like that type or not. But
Can I ask a question?
like tested. Yeah, talk to me.
Hypothetically, because in my head when you said that, this was the first thing that ran through my head. Ooh, baby, we can't ride around like this. We need to go get a rental. Can we swing by the rental car place? So, like, if she offered to buy a rental, would you feel like that's...
I had to give her some dick?
I mean,
would I feel like
you would have gave her some dick. Like,
yeah, passive.
Would I had to, issue
would that have been worthy? Would that have been like a negative or a positive?
That'd have been a positive, but it wouldn't have been like, oh, this is gonna make her or break her. It'd have been a positive, but at the same time, I'd have told her like, yo, I got a car. Like if she's talking about like that, I'd been like, yeah, I'm just fucking with you. This is my partner's car. I just borrowed it. You know what I'm saying? Like don't get me wrong. I at the same time, I've had females spend bread on me and all that stuff, and that's cool and whatnot. But yeah, like nah. I mean, it ain't a bad thing. You feel me? I'd have just been like starting to unzip my pants when she said that. Like I already know where this is going. So okay, I get it. I know what you want. You know what I mean? So,
because in all honesty, that would have been my response. I would have gotten the car, especially like you said, it was one of those abnormally hot days and you like roll down the window. I'd have been like, can we hit up an Enterprise real quick? Like, you don't even got to worry about it. I got it.
It kind of reminds me of like when I cook dinner for somebody and then they're like, oh, well, now I need it. Like, and I serve them their dinner plate, right? And then they're like, eat it. And they're like, well, do you have any salt? Like, can I throw some salt on here? Like, it really works my nerves when people have to like add seasoning to my food. Like, I think it's disrespectful. Like, and I feel like like the car situation would be something similar. Like you're so offended by what I've served to you that you have to do anything else. Like, I'm okay. Like sometimes my husband,
I get what you're saying.
He'll disrespect the fuck out of me and I'll legit get pissed at him. Like, no, you can go ahead and make your own damn dinner now. Like, and he's just like, oh, well.
No, we're backtracking. Hold on. Time out. Technical foul. Hold on.
It's what it reminds me of.
I'm so lost. See, this
I get what you're saying.
This is why I don't think I'm a good dater. Because in my head, right, it wouldn't even be from a place of disrespect as much as, and it could also be age, right? Because
it could be a me problem too. I got a lot of me problems. I got
issues, y'all.
Because in my head, there is a problem that we need to fix. Let's fix it.
It's not a problem. Who says it's a problem?
No, I mean,
so hold on. You see the way
you said it's a problem, but look, check this out. I get what you're both saying, and think of it like this. And basically, what if you're like it's you and you're comfortable with your car. Your car's cool. It's perfect. It's enough for you. And then somebody's like, nah, we got to do better than this. We got to go get you a rental. And then it's like kind of like shitting on that's what Hot Mama was getting at. It's like, yo, you're kind of like shitting on what I got. Like, how do you know that this is not what I like? Or I could have been bought me a car, but I just want to ride in my bucket. You know what I mean? So that I get what she's saying with that. And I also get what you're saying.
I mean,
like,
so I can't get that part. You're not doing it
with the intention. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, I get what you're saying because when you offer, you're not like offering out of a place like to try to like make them look bad. Like, yo, you need, you're doing it really because you're trying to like look out and you're trying to be like, yeah, this is a situation. Let's be comfortable. Let's go, let's be comfortable. Let's do this. No, I get that, but I could get both ways too. Like somebody might get like, yo, like, what are you saying? My shit ain't good enough for you. Like this ain't good enough for you. My motherfucking bucket.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Say that then. Say that.
I ain't getting late.
This needs to be your winter car. This is what we ride in the winter. But I think it's more so like you said. You said it was summer. And it was one of those abnormally hot days. I feel like when I'm too hot, my attitude ain't right. So, baby, I want us to have an amazing time.
You want this to have a fighting chance.
Yes. So, in order for us to do that, let me fix the problem.
I heard the fuck out of that. Yo, well, I can't even be mad at that, yo.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? It never even dawned on me that could be taken offensively.
Exactly. That's all we were saying like last time too. And you're like, no, like, yeah. So I could see how somebody might take that offense. See, but you know what it is though. What I give you much respect and props though, and it's like you try to see the good in people. So it's like when he said that, like you were looking coming from a place of a good place. You're like, I understand what he's saying, and I'm open to that. And like I take things like as a negative. Like to me, I look at shit as a negative until it otherwise proves itself. And like, for instance, shit like that is just like, yo, you know, you ain't got to say what I'm not. You know, how about you tell them what I am? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's all it. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You got to tell everybody what I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But like, you know, everybody takes things differently. So one thing I can't say about you, Ann, you're like an open book. You know what I mean? You know, it's not really too complicated with you. Like when you do it, you come from a place of good. Like, you know, you don't mean it to, even if it doesn't come off right or whatever, or didn't come off right, like whatever the case might be, you always step with, like how you said, you like, what if she did it because she's like, I want to spend time with you, you know, I know how I am when it's hot, you know, let's get this rental so we can go slide around and be comfortable and shit. Like to me, like that's why I said I wouldn't take it wrong. I'll be like, yo, that's dope, but at the same time I'd let her know, like, okay, I'm fucking with you, because that right there would already show her like what kind of character she got. It's like she's willing to come out of her pocket to make us both comfortable, you know? So that to me, I would commend her for that and be like, look, I was just fucking with you. You know what I mean? I used my boy's card today to pick you up. And I keep it funky. I'll put it on the table. Like, I just roll around just to see what you say. You know what I mean? A lot of people are very materialistic and, you know, they'd probably be ashamed to see me ride around in this car with me. You know what I mean? So the fact that you cracked that door and then you were even willing to go and spend some money and be like, yo, let's go hit the rentals, you know what I mean, whatever, that, you know, that's a plus for me. You know, I've been like, all right, baby. And then I would zip my motherfucking pants and I would like let it hang out and wait for a minute.
Look, and see,
okay, so now that
she could be thinking about all that. Because even while she's thinking about buying this rental, she could have been thinking, you know what? I don't want his balls to be sweaty when I suck them. So we got to make sure that they get nice and cool. Like, well, you know, there could be so many different things she's thinking.
There's a lot of way to cool them off, baby. You could blow on them, you know, for me. You know what I'm saying? If you did that would keep them nice and fresh for you. You know what I'm saying? They're like, you know what I'm saying? Like ice cream, you know what I mean? Keep them cool, maintain it. But you know, so look, I think we did good this week. And you know the motherfucking routine. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and drive this bitch home and park this motherfucker. So
okay. Well, thank you everybody. We appreciate y'all tuning in to the No Invite podcast. This is episode 98, and we will be back next week.
Okay, that's all good and dandy though, but you gotta hit them with the credentials so they know for all the first time listeners out there, so let them know where they can find the account. So to the new
listeners, you can find us on YouTube at No Invite Podcast, RiBirth under RiBirth Media Films. You can also find us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast. If you wanted to find me personally, the best kept secret, you can find me at the_best_kept_secret and the number 1. Hi, Mama, where can they find you at?
At your mama's house, like Blaze said last. I'm just kidding.
No, I said on your mama's Facebook. If you find me at your mama's house, she'd be really upset. Like, I'm sorry, I'm that guy. I'm a milf fucker. Dirty milf fucker.
Something
find me at your mom. You find me at your mama's house. I'm damn near your stepdaddy at that point. So just know that.
At your mama's house. Yeah, you can find me at your mama's house this week. Yeah. We can leave it at.
You might find me at your baby mama's house the next week. But anyways, where can they find you at again?
That's your mama.
It's not my mama's house.
Maybe, you don't know. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. At somebody's mama's house. No.
I mean, hey, you know what I mean?
No, you guys can go look at my tie-dye and follow my page, you guys. It's totally tie-dye designs.
Yeah, coming soon to your mama's house.
Mama's house.
It's already in your mama's closet. You did. Yeah,
it's already in her bed. No,
it's already covering her coochie right now as we speak. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, you can find me at Blaze1Diz_ on Instagram. You know, or you can find me in your mama's DM. I told her to check her other inbox. You know what I'm saying? I might send her some D-mail. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just for that, you know what I mean? I don't send your girl emails, I send her D-mails, you feel me? You know what I mean? I'll be issuing dick like it's, you know what I'm saying, monthly magazine, you feel me? But now, anyways, I just thought to throw that in there the last second. It was kind of funny, you know what I mean? I just want y'all to know what it is. I'm Blaze One Diz, and take us the fuck out of here.
Ooh, I am the best kept secret, and you are listening to No Invite Podcast. We'll talk to y'all next week.